Well, it looks like the show has begun.
Well, that's what it does. It starts abruptly on me, usually.
The show has reached a new low.
Who would have thought it?
I have figured out that it's Todd's email that's the problem.
Sure. Because
I get you not getting an email that I send from work. Obviously, you've been shadow banned. So you've been shadow banned from replying to the show email from work.
Okay.
But there's been times, like during the week, where you've sent me an email, started the chain, and I reply back to you, and you get that reply, and there's no problem.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, it's obviously something with, and I took like the eBay verbiage out of the show email, you know?
Right.
You know, we could put the show email up, you know, it's bonus content on the Patreon, if anyone cares, right? You know?
Right.
Things that people care about. How about that?
Right.
So then, last 2 weeks, I've been CCing myself, the home email, to you, and saying, hey, don't forget to reply all. I didn't say reply all this week. You forgot to reply all with your list for the poll post. Then you just replied all to the email initially a second time, but not with your list.
Right.
So then I replied to you from my home email address, and that email didn't get to you for 4 hours.
Right. Now, I will say this. Whatever was going on there was weird. I ended up looking up and because that was sent directly to just my Google Mail.
Yeah.
And I saw that Google was down this morning.
I have a Gmail, and I was having no problems.
Well, either way. But my question for you is, if it's just my email,
yes,
then how come you weren't getting emails from other people like you're at Super Secret Science when it was time for your breaks?
That was something with the system so that was 1 day, 2 weeks ago.
Right.
That's been fixed.
Okay.
That was something on their end, because it turns out, because again, obviously, the Super Secret Science, I work from home. I have tech issues, and I send it to like the group community chat of all of us people working from home, and I just get ignored. It's through Microsoft Teams.
Mm-hmm.
I might get a reply in like 6 hours, but by then, whatever the issue is, I've figured out what the problem is by myself.
Okay.
So when I wasn't getting the notifications of like my breaks and lunches, I sent a thing out just saying like, hey, I noticed through our scheduling software, I haven't been getting the notifications through email. Anybody else having this problem? 2 days later, they reply in Teams saying, oh, yeah, there was an issue with the service. That's been fixed.
Okay. I got you. But this morning with me replying and forgetting to reply all, I was doing snow when I got the first email.
Snow?
Yeah. You come down here, and we had 2 inches of wet snow that I tell you, I got to clean up regardless. My father's 80. I got to do his driveway, his sidewalks. It's going to melt in the afternoon, but if he goes out...
Listen, Todd, I understand. I'm just saying we down in the South, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
No snow, man.
Right.
I woke up, like I went out yesterday, Monday, this was, as we're recording, because I had to go pick up some odds and ends for like breakfast and whatnot for the next day, because we're going to get snowed in, right?
Yeah, what do we call them? French toasters.
Yeah.
You got to get your milk, your eggs, and your bread.
Mm-hmm. So I run and get my things, and I'm like, oh, I'll see if there's any other odds and ends. And it was like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, and there was like nothing. There was like a little bit of rain, right? So I'm like, okay, this is fine. And then it's like, oh, it's going to come overnight. And I'm like, okay, well, overnight. And I wake up this morning, Tuesday, and I look out the window at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and there's like a little bit of snow on our lawn.
Right.
And then, like, the kids already had a 2-hour delay dialed in, like, while they were in school on Monday, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I go, snow, look at this nonsense, right? And April's like, well, there's a little bit on the grass. I go, the bus ain't driving on the grass. I ain't driving on the grass. I ain't walking on the grass. We ain't getting no snow. This ain't snow. This bullshit is what this is.
Mm-hmm. We got almost 2 inches here.
It's crazy. We got nothing.
We got 2 inches, maybe a little bit more, because I'm with you. At night, we got all it was on the grass, and then I was like, "Oh, we got like, you know," and they said it was like half an inch or whatever, and it melted on the grounds, and I was like, "Yeah, it's not." And then when I woke up, I was like, "Holy shit!" There's like, you know, it was because it was melting, it was like wet cement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that 2 inches was a pain in the ass. So I went out and I cleaned it. And, you know, I was, you know, running around doing different people's places and stuff like that. I knew it was probably going to melt by the end of the day, but I'm one of those, I'd rather get it done in the morning than find out it didn't melt all the way. And then I'm going out, you know, when the sun's going down and it's getting cold. So whatever. That was my day.
So here's the plan going forward with the email.
Okay.
When you have your list, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you have your list on Friday. I don't care if you have it over the weekend. I don't care if you have it on Monday. As a separate email, unprompted, just email me your list, right?
Right.
Now, if you forget, and then me emailing you the show notes on Tuesday morning is your reminder of like, oh shit, I got to get Joe my list. Do not reply to that email. Send me a separate email.
Okay.
Because it's something with that email and the way it's interacting with you. Whether I'm replying to that email from my work email address or I'm replying to that email chain from my home email address. There's something with that email that I've sent only over the last 3 weeks and your email that ain't jiving.
Yeah, but I know, like, whenever I would forward that email, like, because we saw that, and I would answer myself from my other account and stuff, I was getting it all. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's my email, whatever, but I don't know. I'm completely confused at this point. And the other thing with the list is a lot of times your list will remind me that I'm missing something.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll figure something out. Like you said, I'll try and remember whenever I get my list done. But that's probably not a finished, complete list because I usually, you know, finish and complete my list on Tuesday mornings when I get yours. I was like, oh, like this week, what was it? I didn't know that Jeff Lemire book was coming out. Right. So I pulled that book too.
So I got to add that to the list. I figured as much.
Right.
I figured when you sent me the list and it was this and that.
Right.
And I'm like, ooh, Todd forgot that.
Mm-hmm.
Or didn't know.
It's usually the weird, like, Dark Horse / like, you know what I mean? Like, because the DC books, I know everything that I get. But when it's a new title, it's like that hasn't hit my brain yet. Like, where Monsters Lie and I Hate This Place, those are embedded in my brain now.
Because we know the person doing
exactly.
Them. Yeah.
And I'm not going to miss 3/4 of the DC or Marvel books. Like, oh, I get Fantastic Four, I get Thor. You know what I mean? It's like we will discuss we did discuss, I forget how this works. Right.
We will discuss the DC website changes that happened since we last recorded.
Right.
But yeah. So I forget, and like, so it was one of those things where last week when the previews came out, like, I had my books, like, all scheduled out until the end of May. And I forget somebody reached out to me and they're like, oh, hey, when does XYZ book come out? And I'm like, well, let me double check. I have it in triplicate here. I can check for you out to May, you know?
Right.
Now, obviously, I go by their original solicitation dates. You know, it wasn't newsworthy, but we'll talk about it here. With just how late the new JSA book is being.
Yeah.
Ugh, what a bummer, you know?
That's like the first time a Jeff Johns book's ever been late, I think.
It's the first time in 5 years that a Jeff Johns book has been late.
Right.
Wait. It's the first time in 5 years that a Jeff Johns DC book has been late.
That is true because all his image stuff is on time.
His image stuff is like a week more, or like 1 week, maybe 2 week margin of error there, you know?
Which is with anything these days, you know, getting printing and stuff. I have no problem with that. So,
right. So again, when I email you the show notes, underneath at the top of the thing is going to say, "Do not reply to this email."
Right.
Send a new separate email of your list.
Okay.
And that's just going to be the generic block text that's going to be at the top of every single the email template that I send you for the show notes every week.
Now, and when I do that, are you going to want me to carbon copy it to both emails?
For now, yes.
Okay. Sure enough.
And the problem's fixed.
For now, until something goes completely awry.
I'm glad I fixed this problem.
I'm glad you fixed this problem too.
Right. So anything else doing? Anything else going on other than your shoddy email?
No, nothing else is going on.
All right. So Todd, I got to let you in on an opportunity. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I was let in on this opportunity as well. So we were out doing the Pokemon this weekend. Like me, my son, his little friend, and his son's, so my son, his friend, the friend's father, right? 4 of us are out doing the Pokemon, right?
Right.
And he had mentioned it to me once before, and like, it's not like I gave him like the hand wave, and I'm just like, I don't know about that. Like, that sounds a little iffy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So he brings it up to me again when we're out doing the Pokemon. So, Todd, this weekend, I bit the bullet, and I signed up for AARP.
Oh, okay.
So I know I'm not of retirement age, right? And I'm not retired by any stretch of the imagination, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But it's currently $9 a month for the year, or $9 a year to sign up for AARP, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I think part of it was because like we have a plan to travel sometime in October, November.
Right.
And it's like 30% off like rental car through budget, not a sponsor, 30% off like all these different hotel rooms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, okay, we're going to factor this into our trip, right? To get the rental car. But Todd, you get discounts off food. Did you know this?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Now, some of the places around here that you can get a discount off of is Curry Donuts. I don't know if you're aware of Curry Donuts.
Yeah.
You can also get a discount off at Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't know if you've ever gone to the Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
Okay. You can get not a discount per se, but at Arby's, you can get buy one, get one of the regular roast beef sandwich.
Yeah, that won't do me any good. I'm only a beef and cheddar man there.
All right. And you get a discount at Long John Silver's.
Oh, how about that?
How about that?
That might save me. I could fake when I go for my father to get the stuff, you know? You'd say it was this amount and then get the AARP and then pocket the rest, a double opportunity.
There you go. Not granted, it's not a huge discount. It's like 10% or whatever it is, or $1 or whatever, you know.
Right.
And there's a bunch of other places that are like not near us. And then, of course, then you run into the situations where it's like not every McDonald's you get the deal, or it's not every whatever.
Right.
But, you know, I'm looking within my area, and I got a bunch of options here.
Yeah.
Now that I'm an AARP member.
Jeez. I was going to say, but I don't think you're allowed to use AARP through the app because old people aren't allowed to use technology.
No, so that's the thing. So I don't think you can go to like the regular app store to download their app.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get sent like a code to download it.
No, I mean when you order at like Arby's or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like we refuse to let our AARP use technology to order.
You know, that's gonna be a rub there if I'm not able to order through the app. But I don't order Arby's through Arby's app because their app isn't good.
Right.
That's Long John Silver's doesn't have an app.
Right. That's the first food app that's ever given you trouble. So.
No, most of them give me trouble, but that
Yes.
one specifically doesn't work.
Okay.
But that's it. I'm excited to reap the benefits of my retirement benefits, you know?
Right. I'm going to keep going without it because, I'm not going to join up. That $9 isn't going to save me anything because I probably won't even, I'll have to look first and then do the math. It's like me getting what's the word I'm looking for? A membership to Sam's Club. I thought about it, but being like one person in a house, it's like, oh, okay, I have to pay. I'm just using numbers, $24 a year, $79 a year, whatever. What's it going to take to hit that amount that I save? You know what I mean?
Right. I'm going to make one trip.
Right.
And I'm going to buy in bulk on that one trip everything that I need for the year.
Right.
Is that one trip going to cover me, you know?
Right. And it usually doesn't.
Right.
So I'd have to see, what's on the list for AARP and be like, okay, even for $9, it's like, let me see, because I don't go to these places a lot. And all joking, I only go to Long John Silver's once, maybe twice a year.
Right.
Because it wreaks havoc upon me. And I do it for Christmas. But I'd have to, like I said, Curry Donuts. I haven't been in a Curry Donuts is just Dunkin' Donuts with the serial numbers filed off. That's kind of what they were around here. So I don't know. We'll see. Do they take change rolls?
No.
Okay.
That I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So
that's it. That's all I've been up to.
Right. You haven't been out and about shopping. I'm looking to see if there's an end cap at Target in Wilkes-Barre for me if you go.
No end caps. No, I don't know what verbiage Adam used on add-ons this past week, but
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm looking for that. The round 2 a haulathon, which is garbage. But I just figured I'd ask.
Do they get end capped? Are they a big enough property to get that much display?
Yeah, it's all NECA. Yeah. It just we never get them at Dixon City, and if we do, there's 5 things. But I could show you like at Targets and other places that they get an end cap or a whole bit of shelf because what I'm looking for, there's 2 figures I'm looking for out of this haulathon thing this time, which I think they're gonna be online on Friday. But NECA put out, and it was Turtles brand stuff and 1 or 2 Gremlins thing, maybe in a Predator. And it was this time it was 7, 8, 9 figures and an accessory set for the animated TV show Turtles. And it was 8. If you bought one of everything for the first week of this, which was NECA, mostly Turtles related, it was over $800 worth of stuff.
Right.
So, but like I said, they're going full on Friday online, so I'll just try to get on there and get the figures that I need. If they're in hand, I like to grab them. And the last time, the Dixon City, they're oh, haulathon starts on this date. And in bigger cities out west and stuff like that, they're oh, they have them up early because, they just do. They have them in the warehouse, so they might as well put them out. And Dixon City will get their shelf, their little itty bitty crappy shelf, 3 weeks after haulathon starts. And then Wilkes-Barre will get it sooner, but I'm not driving down to Wilkes-Barre every other day. You know what I mean? That's just ridiculous to save to get my figure early. I'll get it shipped free to me when I buy the 2 of them.
Okay.
But okay, why? You think I should drive
Adam go on his doll safaris? Can't he check for you?
He has been. He said that there wasn't anything in Wilkes-Barre the last time he went. And if he finds them, I do believe he will text me and, he'll what do you want here? And I'll be like, that and this and whatever. But I don't know how often he does that. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't, what's the word I'm looking for? Document every doll safari anymore.
Well, he documents most of them.
Okay.
But, he doesn't document everything that he gets, I guess. He'll always, send out a tweet that says, oh, it's doll safari time,
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll take, 2 or 3 pictures, and then we'll talk on the show. And he's like, oh, yeah, I didn't bother tweeting that out,
Yeah, okay. whatever. We'll see. So,
all right. Well, good luck to you finding your things. I'm not a hunter. I'm not a Del Safarian guy, and we'll close off with this. And again, I'm going to assume that you're not aware of one of the Paul Brothers Prime energy drink beverage thing.
No, I don't know any. I don't know even what you're talking about.
Okay. So they have like an energy drink and like a hydration drink, quote unquote, called Prime.
Mm-hmm.
And the energy drink is plentiful around here, but the hydration drink is not.
Mm-hmm.
And my kid wants to try it. And I'll be like, listen, I'll just go on Amazon or whatever, not a sponsor anymore, and buy, like a 12-pack of them for you, right? And then you're done. You got it, right?
Right.
And he's like, no, I want to find it out in the wild. Ain't that thrilling? It's nice to find it in the wild, but if it's the thing you really want, I got no problem paying the quote-unquote sucker's premium as long as it's not, like, double,
Right.
And it's actually cheaper to buy, like, the 12-pack than it is to, like, find, like, whatever in the wild. Now, obviously, if you're buying a 12-pack of something, now you're rolling the dice that you buy this thing, there's 12 of them, the kid tries one and it sucks, and now you got 11 things that suck.
Yeah, and then you're like depression era people. You have to drink it because you bought it. Because now you're an AARP member.
Right, I would absolutely drink it, But that's all. Listen, I'm not above paying the sucker's premium to get something today that I very rarely will find months later. I like just paying the $7 extra. I get my Fig Defender, I hang it up on the wall, and I'm done. I don't have to worry about it, So, as Todd has disappeared, I guess.
I'm here. I have nothing. Okay. What do you want me to say to that? I don't know.
It's supposed to be a conversation with no dead air. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
Hey, we have an eBay affiliate thing. All the links are all over the website, all the show posts and stuff like that. Still don't know how to see what people bought, but people are buying stuff, so we appreciate it. Go sign up for the Patreon as you're listening to this. It's like the beginning of a new month. We're going to be recording, previewing the past, March 1993 this weekend. And then, folks will be getting like the movie shows. We did the Corman Fantastic Four this year. We did the Hasselhoff Nick Fury movie. We got the 78 Doctor Strange TV movie coming up this month in March. And, of course, all the previous stuff is all up there. $1 a month, $5 a month. Go sign up for the Patreon. Get tons and tons of extra content,
Yep.
All right. So, hey, everyone, thank you very much for listening. This was something. Longbox Heroes After Dark 433. And we'll see you next week.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.